Far from where thousands gathered to hear it back in 1963, Martin Luther King's speech has today, 50 years on, reached these young people in South London. Members of the refugee youth group are doing last-minute rehearsals for a day of celebration at the South Bank Centre by the River Thames. Acting, arts, poetry and readings make up the event, one of many taking place around the world.
Martin Luther King is one of our idols. Who doesn't know that speech? And we have worked with some young people that have never ever heard of Martin Luther King, and it's about educating the young people from about the past. We are living proof of that dream, but how do we continue that dream and fight for people's rights?
Now going back to those days, the chains on our arms, no clothes.
Refugee Youth was set up 11 years ago and offers support to people from all walks of life. It provides training and development, as well as opportunities to perform.
This is one of many groups around London preparing to mark the anniversary of Martin Luther King's speech. His words 50 years ago clearly still have an impact, generations later.
Ibrahim Sincere is one of the solo performers taking part. He told me Martin Luther King's speech is still important to his everyday life.
What he spoke about in his speech and what in general the civil rights movement or the human rights movement were fighting for, I think it still hasn't been achieved. Many people are of the impression that racism doesn't exist anymore, but the majority of the people who have faced racism will tell you that it is a very prevalent reality. So it is definitely important. What he spoke about in that speech is definitely relevant today, because 50 years wasn't that long in hindsight.
On Wednesday evening, after the performances, groups and campaigners will march in London, singing protest songs. It reflects the comments made by King's eldest son, Martin Luther King III, who at the weekend rally in Washington, D.C. said this is not the time for nostalgic commemoration and that the journey is not complete. We can and we must do more. Groups such as Refugee Youth are ensuring the legacy of his father's speech lives on. Dan Whitehead, CCTV, London.